Skip it up and that up. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rich of Review Tech USA, and Jesus ain't got shit on this kid. Okay, so the game you're looking at today is Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse for the original Nintendo. You could also download this in the Wii Virtual Console. Fantastic action platformer, very challenging, and the cool thing about Castlevania 3 is two things. One, even though it's not as non-linear as Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, you could branch off on different paths, and you could also play as three other characters besides Trevor Belmont. So there is a ton of variety with this Castlevania installment and a huge amount of replay value. It's dirt cheap on the Virtual Console, and you could find a cartridge virtually anywhere for the original NES. I strongly suggest you pick it up right now. So according to the Darksiders 2 development team, the Wii U hardware is on par with current gen consoles. Darksiders 2 game director Marvin Donald said the Wii U's hardware has been on par with what we have with current generations. He goes on to say, based on what I understand, the resolution and textures and poly counts and all that stuff, we're not going to be doing anything to up-res the game, but we will be taking advantage of the controller for the Wii U. Donald continues by saying, we got the game running on their hardware pretty quickly, meaning the Wii U, and the controller's been great to work with. Now it's just down to deciding what we really want to do to make it a unique experience on the Wii U, taking advantage of the extra screen and the touch capability and all that. So we'll have a few new features for sure, but I think visually, for the most part, it'll be pretty much the same. He ends the interview by saying that it's safe to say that Darksiders 2 will be a launch title for the Wii U, and that it's been smooth sailing to develop the game for the new console. First off, I have to give a huge shout out to KW Feng for sending this article to me. It was very interesting. I'll have his channel listed below too in the description as well. So my take on this article is two things. One, I think people are taking it a little out of context, and two, it almost sounds like the Darksider developers didn't really even try to tap the Wii U's hardware and see what it's capable of. They're like, I guess it's kind of the same, so we'll just plop the code from the 360 on there, it'll work fine. Now, if I could find the video from IGN, I'll have it listed in the description below. If I can't, then just take my word for it. They had a video up when the Wii U's specs were first announced. They were actually wrong. They were actually more anemic than what the console is now. They made a PC, a gaming PC, that matched the specs exactly. They had a triple core processor. I think it's a quad core actually in the Wii U now. And they had a 4850 graphics card, an ATI 4850 graphics card. And that it could do a lot. Yes, it's a dated system, but it could do a hell of a lot more than the current gen consoles can. They were playing Crysis 2, DirectX 9, but they were playing Crysis 2, I believe, on high settings, not very high, in 1080p native. You ain't doing it on the PS3 and 360. You're upscaling it from a sub-HD resolution, and they played some other games too, and it was very impressive what that rig can do if it is equivalent to what the Wii U is capable of. And actually, like I said, they had a triple-core processor, and the Wii U now has a quad-core processor, so it's actually more capable than the rig that IGN built. So I think this article shows two things. One, the Darkside 2 developers don't know what they're talking about, and two, for the first couple years of the Wii U's life, until Sony and Microsoft come out with new consoles, the games in the Wii U are going to look the same as they do on the Xbox 360 and PS3, because developers aren't going to put the extra time and money into the Wii U versions of the game to make them look better. It's not worth it to the third-party developers. And last but not least, okay, I have 3 points, not just 2, I lied, I'm sorry. If the Darksiders 2 development team is correct and the Wii U is on par hardware-wise with the current generation consoles, Nintendo's going to be in the same boat again in a couple years as they were with the original Wii. They're going to be well behind the curve of the next-gen Xbox and next-gen PlayStation, and it's going to hurt when games get ported over to their system, just like it does with the Wii now. So if that's true and the Wii U is only as powerful as the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, Nintendo is going to be in deep trouble again. Maybe not for the first couple years, but it's going to bite them in the ass down the line. I hope they're wrong. So what's your take on this story? Do you think the Darksiders 2 development team is wrong about how powerful the Wii U is? And if they are correct about the Wii U's hardware capabilities, does it bother you, and will you still buy a Wii U console? Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and if you have an interesting story, make sure to private message it to me on either G2P or YouTube, and if I use the story in a video, I will give you a shout out and link your channel in the description.